Hey everybody, welcome back. And in this lesson we're now ready to go ahead here and put the eyes onto the character. But since we're still sort of in the concept phase, trying to figure out where everything is going to be here, what I want to go ahead and do here is maybe sculpt two different versions of the eyes to see actually what's going to work better. Whether they're going to be a better fit here, or whether it'll be a better fit here up higher on the model. So what we can go ahead and do here, just jump over to our tool menu, our sub tool rollout. We're going to go ahead and duplicate this head real quick. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn off the second one. We'll go ahead and bring back that concept piece that we have been looking at here, and we'll just go ahead and scale this down a little bit, turn the opacity up here. And even though we're not, like I said, we're not really sculpting our sculpt to actually go ahead and look like this, we still want to go ahead and put the eyes typically where they would be on a rhino, but we also want to go ahead and put them up here higher, because I want to take a look to see which one is actually going to be better here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the original placement of the eyes, which will be here, as you can see. And to go ahead and bring in a quick eye, what we can go ahead and do is just hit the comma button, jump into our brush folder, our miscellaneous folder, and just grab our eyes ZBrush brush, and we'll just go ahead and drag this out real quick. Okay, and we'll go ahead and unmask this, and then we'll go ahead and just turn this one off, selecting the second one. And let's go ahead here and just repeat the same process, and we'll go up here and draw out where those eyes could be on the top of the model here. Go back into our ZBrush brush folder here, and we'll just simply go ahead and drag this out. Okay, take a look to see there. Let's go ahead and bring this one back. I'm actually just going to go ahead here and spotlight that, or I'm sorry, just snapshot our first version here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just take a snapshot of that, move this one over, go ahead and turn that off, select our bottom one, and we'll just take a look here to see what actually is going to be better. So I think the original placement here of the eyes is actually going to be a little bit better, rather than having the eyes up higher on the model. Even though if we went ahead and scaled these up, it probably is still going to look a little bit better if we have them lower here on the model. Okay, so let's just go ahead and hit Control N to wipe our workspace there, and we'll go ahead and select our lower eyes, and we're going to go ahead and actually delete this bottom one since we don't necessarily need it now. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn that lower eye version back on, and let's go in here and just shape our eyes, and then we'll go ahead and bring in our Z spheres. So let's just go ahead and zoom in, and we'll just take our smooth brush, start smoothing out some of the area for where we brought in that ZBrush brush. Okay, go ahead and grab our move topological brush here, and let's just go ahead and start shaping this. Okay, even though this shape is really going to change a whole lot, what we can go ahead and do here, just append a Z sphere, which is going to be our eyeball mesh. Okay, we'll just grab our move tool, and we'll just move this into place here. And it's going to have to come out to the side just a little bit. We'll probably just have to scale this down just a touch. Okay, let me go ahead and just close that rollout there. And I'm just going to go ahead here and try and put this into place. So something like right there is probably going to be fine. Okay, so we can go back into draw mode here, switch back to our rhino head, And we can go ahead and just use the regular clay brush, because what's going to happen here when we use this regular clay brush is it's going to tend to fill in all the indentions on the model before it actually starts building up. So let's go ahead and just use that to make it easier to make the eyes. So we'll just start going around the eyes here. Okay, and we'll just start smoothing this stuff back. Same with here. And it just takes a little bit of patience to go ahead and get this in. And you can see where that'll come in fairly easy. Okay, and then we'll just take our pinch brush, start pinching here, and we can go ahead and move this geometry back just to make sure that we get a nice large eye here, and just making sure that we get the area where we want it here. And we can always even take the clay brush, just the regular clay brush, just change our focal shift, start building up around the eye. Okay. And we'll go ahead and just build up here around the eye. Or you can always take your actual clay brush, and if you wanted to, just clean up some of the inside of the eye there. Okay. And we'll go ahead and just move this back area back down. Same with the front area here. Go ahead and start pushing some of this back. And I'm going to go ahead and pull part of this out here. And you'll see that I'm constantly looking at the model to make sure the shape of that eye is actually going to be correct. So let's go ahead and pinch some of this up here. And maybe just turn the intensity up just a little bit there. Okay, you can always take your inflate brush if you want to go ahead and fatten that up a little bit as well. Same with what would be the eyebrow here. If you want to go ahead and fatten yours up, you can go ahead and do so. And we'll just start, just continue working on the eye shape here. Take our Damien standard brush and start cutting it back behind the eye here, so we get a little bit more of the eyelid shape to come in. Same with the under portion of the eye. And we'll go ahead and just throw in a slice or two here. And probably even jump up a subdivision level so that we get a little bit more resolution here. Okay. And you can see here at the top of the eye where we're still having a little bit of an issue. So we'll just go ahead and build that back up just a little bit there. Okay. And we're definitely going to have to pinch here just a little bit more. Okay. At this point I want to go ahead and mirror our eyeball over, so I'll just go ahead and select our eyeball, go into our Z plugin, and we'll go into the subtool master, and we'll just mirror this in the x-axis, merging it into one subtool, because then we can make the pupils at the same time rather than having to do that 2 different times. Okay, so there you can see where our eyes come in. I'm not going to go ahead and make the pupil at the moment because we're not ready to go ahead and do that yet. We just want to go ahead and focus on getting the main shape of our eye here done. So let's go ahead and Let's build this up just a little bit more. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and push this area of the eye lid back just a little bit more so I can open that eye. Okay. And you can even do that with the standard brush as well. I just want to make sure that I get that eye shape in there at least somewhat correct, because you can always adjust it as needed. I think we're okay here almost. We're actually looking pretty good here. I'm going to go ahead and just build this up a little bit more. Same with the area under the eye here. I just want to make that a little bit larger. Okay, let's go ahead and move out there. Okay, so there you can see where our eyeball and the eye area of the model has actually come in, and it's looking really good here. So let's go ahead and just pinch this for the last time. Okay, and you can always take your Damien standard brush and just make a little quick slice to go ahead and get that bottom area of the eye to look fine. So that's looking real good at the moment for our eye shape on our character. In the next lesson, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to start building up around the head so that we can get the overall eventual shape here done. So come on back and we'll start doing that.